Thousands of people are still in the dark at this hour as a result of yesterday's wicked winds. Let's take a look at the latest power outage numbers. At last check, the Lansing Board of Water and Light says over 5,000 customers are still in the dark. Power is expected to be restored no later than tomorrow night. Right now, there are over 100,000 Consumers Energy customers without power across the state, including 20,000 in Jackson County. Consumers tell us the power might not be fully restored until Sunday night. Not having power can be a major inconvenience, but for some people, it could also be life-threatening. Christopher Lane shows us how the power outages across mid-Michigan have been forcing some people to make tough choices.
Power outages aren't unusual for Dale Hendershot.
We've been here 23 years, and we used to lose power just about every storm.
That's gotten better, but it's more serious when Hendershot loses power now.
I have a problem with pulmonary fibrosis, and I have to have oxygen all night.
That leads to tough choices. Hendershot has a small generator running, but it can only power so much.
I've been running my refrigerator and our furnace off the small generator, but I had to switch over all night to the concentrator so I could have oxygen.
Hendershot is one of more than 20,000 people without power in Jackson. He's fortunate in that he has a generator. For those that don't, the Jackson YMCA is opening its doors to offer some comfort.
We've decided to go ahead and open up our facility for people who do not have power or water and need to come down and take a shower.
But it still may be a while for some people to have power restored. Consumers Energy's outage map says it might not come back until late Sunday night for customers like Hendershot. But that's a worst-case scenario estimate, according to Consumers' Mary Palkovich.
We want customers to be prepared for a worst-case scenario, so that would be the tail end of our restoration effort, would be, end of Sunday, potentially Monday morning.
Palkovich says all crews are out working, and crews have been brought in from out of state to help the restoration efforts. And for Hendershot, he understands he has to be patient.
Mother Nature does her thing, so doing the best we can.
In Jackson, Christopher Lane, Fox 47 News.
Consumers says restoration efforts will continue around the clock. Wednesday's winds also prompted Governor Snyder to activate the state's Emergency Operations Center to monitor storm damage. He just got done speaking there a few moments ago. The governor says Michigan residents are at their best when they are faced with challenges like this. He also wanted to encourage residents to check on others to see if they need help.
To the degree you have a neighbor that may be a senior or may have some sort of disability, please reach out to them to see if they need help, if they don't have power, on how we might be able to assist them. Check in on them. Check in on your other family members.
BWL customers who are still without power may have to wait until tomorrow night before it's restored. That's according to General Manager Dick Peffley. He says the utility has even called in reinforcement with crews from as far away as Iowa helping to restore the power. Peffley says the utility has been hard at work as soon as the winds died down.
We saw this coming. We were prepared for it. We mobilized the crews. They were here as early as last night working, and we worked through the night, and we'll work through tonight until the last customer is brought back on.
If the storm caused damage to the power pole mast, the BWL says that will delay power restoration because the pole has to be fixed first. First responders were also busy dealing with traffic accidents due to traffic lights being out. Our crew saw several lights out while in Jackson County today. Police say the best way to deal with traffic light outages is to be cautious, patient, and treat the intersection as a four-way stop.
Come up to the intersection slowly and cautiously, approach the light and treat it as a four-way stop. Meaning the first one who gets to that stop and completely stop, they go first, and so forth around the four-way stop.
If you're one of the thousands still without power, there are some important food safety tips to keep in mind. The Red Cross says you should eat food from the refrigerator first. It'll usually last up to 4 hours after the power goes out. Keep your refrigerator and freezer doors closed as much as possible. A full freezer can keep temperature for up to 2 days if the door stays closed. If you have any meat, poultry, eggs, or fish, you'll have to throw them away if they've been exposed to 40-degree temperatures for 2 hours or longer. And if your power is not going to be turned on anytime soon, you can load a cooler full of ice to help save some of your food.
Yeah, it's been a rough couple of days with all of the high winds and all the power outages, but Look at today compared to yesterday at this time. Yesterday at this time we were talking 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Today, just an occasional light northwesterly wind. It's cold, but the winds, thankfully, are giving us a break. Now, radar has had this band of light snow or rain and snow mix at times moving across mid-Michigan, but it looks much more impressive on the radar than it actually is. A lot of this has been barely even reaching the ground, evaporating in the air before it does so. But more recently, there's this been darker band of blue snowfall across our southern row of counties. So there's probably still some snow falling, but it'll be wrapping up in a couple more hours. Nothing significant really expected. 40 degrees currently in Lansing, 37 in Jackson, cooler down south in our southern row of counties, 34 in Hillsdale. We'll all kind of hover in those mid to low 30s throughout the rest of our evening planner. Getting below freezing tonight. Overcast evening with a little bit of that lingering snowfall south, but again, that should be wrapping up shortly. Lighter winds. Tonight we get cold. Sarah, we have many cold days ahead. We'll talk about that in a few more minutes.
All right, Dustin, thank you. A woman was taken to the hospital after police say she crashed into this building this afternoon. It happened at the Delphi Glass Company on East Jolly in Lansing around 2:30. Police say the woman has minor injuries and no one inside was hurt. They're now trying to figure out what caused that accident. President Trump and Vice President Pence are hitting the road, traveling to cities to push the Republicans' proposed health care plan. But as Blaine Alexander reports, they're still facing strong resistance from within their own party, as the first meetings to change the bill stretched well past 24 hours.
President Trump today continuing his role as salesman-in-chief, seen here with small bank CEOs, but behind the scenes personally courting conservatives to get on board with the health care plan.
We're not jamming this down people's throat. We're welcoming ideas and thoughts.
Today, the president tweeted, the health care plan is going great, despite what you hear in the press, adding it will end in a beautiful picture. Not all conservatives are convinced.
We do still have some concerns.
On Capitol Hill, House Speaker Paul Ryan pulled out a PowerPoint presentation to make his case.
The goal of health care reform is people get access to affordable coverage.
This committee stands adjourned.
One House committee pushed through a marathon hearing on the bill, 27 hours spent discussing and changing.
This bill has now left our committee and will go up to the Budget Committee.
Making a push of his own, the vice president promised to hear conservatives who want lower costs, speaking on a local radio show.
That will more immediately address that issue, then we're committed to do it. But it's early in the process.
This as the president and Republican leadership face resistance from within their own party, while Democrats insist the bill will never gain public approval.
And that was Blaine Alexander reporting. The president's campaign website says he'll head to Nashville next Wednesday for the first stop on his healthcare tour. WikiLeaks is considering releasing more details about the CIA's hacking tools to tech companies so they can make fixes to security flaws. That's according to founder Julian Assange today. Earlier this week, we told you WikiLeaks posted nearly 9,000 documents it claims were stolen from the CIA that show how the agency has been able to infiltrate phones and TVs to spy on people. Assange also took a shot at the CIA for not securing the information.
The CIA developed a giant arsenal, what appears to be the largest arsenal of Trojans and viruses in the world that attacks most of the systems that journalists, people in government, politicians, CEOs and average people use. Didn't secure it, lost control of it.
Shortly after the release of the documents, Apple and Google said many of the vulnerabilities the CIA allegedly exploited have been fixed. Both companies say they'll continue to address any identified vulnerabilities in the future. Samsung and Microsoft are also aware of the leaks and say they are looking into them. We have an update on a deadly apartment fire in Detroit. Police say it was set on purpose and a suspect is in custody. 5 people were killed and 4 more were injured in the fire at a group home. 2 people are recovering in the hospital while 2 others were treated and released. Police say the suspected arsonist lived in the building and they believe the fire stemmed from an argument. The cause is still under investigation. A 20-bill package aimed at making reforms throughout the state's criminal justice system is headed to Governor Snyder's desk. The Senate approved the legislation earlier today. The House approved it yesterday. The legislation is aimed at keeping criminals from reoffending and would also limit how long offenders can be behind bars for probation violations. Another part of it will require the state corrections department to house 18 to 22-year-old inmates in cells separate from older adults. We'll let you know when the governor signs it. Still ahead, a Flint boxer making history in Detroit. We'll let you know what Clarissa Shields is up to that's earned her a spot in the record books.
Sarah Swistak. First Alert Weather with Dustin Bonk. This is Fox 47 News at 5:30.
10 survivalists pair up with 10 divas in a wild competition.
So glad I'm just the host of this show.
Kicking and Screaming premieres tonight after MasterChef Junior on Fox.
I hope this moment never ends.
Me too.
Oh, gotta go.
Next, Big Bang.
Tonight at 7 on Fox 47.
Welcome to Vegas. Buckle up and let it ride. The NASCAR Cup Series, Sunday at 3 Eastern. Part of NASCAR Goes West on Fox.
Hey, Mom, I'm gonna go play Go Fish with Grandpa.
Okay, honey, have fun.
Want to play some fish?
Yeah. Grandpa, do you have any 5s?
Any what? Any 9s?
No, 5s.
My visits with Kathy Debler at Audiology and Hearing Services have made a world of difference.
Grandpa, did I tell you about my day at school?
No, but I'd love to hear all about it.
Schedule your evaluation today at Audiology and Hearing Services.
Gillette's and Price Right RV are in a battle to settle the score. They had a thumb war, but they both kept cheating. So they tried a card war, but that was too boring. So they're taking it to the fairgrounds. It's RV Wars. Gillette's Interstate RV versus Price Right Auto and RV. March 9th through 12th at the Ingham County Fairgrounds. This is not a show. This is a sale. An all-out war on price. They're even extending show prices for this one last event. Free parking, free entry, and great deals. In this war, you are the winner.
To deliver a little Italy in every bite, Marco's dough is made fresh every day. Try our new Zesty 5 cheese or Zesty meatball and pepperoni for just $12.99 at marcos.com.
You feel it the minute you spend that dollar and hold that ticket. Mega Millions. You're 6 numbers away from your moment.
Say goodbye winter and hello spring. Here comes the Lansing Home and Garden Show, and we have new ideas to inspire you. Gardens to landscapers to home improvements and remodelers. The Lansing Home and Garden Show, March 16th through 19th, MSU Pavilion.
Health Headlines, sponsored by Stop at Wharton Center, March 31st to April 2nd.
You heard it was a hit. You heard it was a smash. A wonder. A phenomenon. An international sensation. But you haven't heard them.
Tickets at whartoncenter.com.
An update now on that raid in Yemen where a U.S. Navy SEAL died. The top U.S. commander for the Middle East says poor decisions were not made during that raid. General Joseph Votel says further investigations will not be needed. Chief Petty Officer William Ryan Owens was killed in the January raid and 6 American service members were injured. President Trump ordered the raid to collect intelligence on al-Qaeda. The number of identity theft victims were nearly cut in half last year. That's according to the Internal Revenue Service. The IRS says it stopped nearly 1 million fraudulent refunds from being paid out last year that totaled more than $6.6 billion. The agency credits new partnerships with tax preparers and agencies doing a better job sharing information to stop scammers. Michigan State and Michigan both punched their tickets to the quarterfinals of the Big Ten tournament today. The Spartans beat Penn State 78-51 just moments ago. MSU will play Minnesota tomorrow afternoon at 2:30. The Wolverines beat Illinois 75-55 earlier today. Michigan will play Purdue tomorrow at noon. Both games can be seen on ESPN. History will be made in Detroit tomorrow night as Clarissa Shields will be the first female to ever headline a boxing card on premium television. You'll recall the Flint native became the first American boxer ever to win back-to-back gold medals when she took home the gold in Rio during last year's Summer Olympics. Tomorrow night, Shields will be fighting at the MGM Grand Detroit Event Center. The fight is scheduled to start at 10 p.m. and can be seen on Showtime pay-per-view. Still to come on the news at 5:30, we've got a baby food recall to tell you about, and local firefighters undergoing special training today on life-saving procedures for pets. We'll have those stories and more coming up.
Thankfully, the winds are lighter today, but we are getting very cold this weekend. I'll talk about that next.
You're watching Fox 47 News at 5:30.
Your privacy is important,
At Simplify, we make taxes as easy as possible while keeping your personal information private. We've been making professional friendships through tax returns for almost 70 years. Trust the experts. Choose Simplified.
Jackson, get ready. Here comes the original Gun and Knife Show this Saturday and Sunday. The original Jackson Gun and Knife Show comes to the ORS Fieldhouse at 3055 Shirley Drive. Rows and rows of dealers and collectors from around the Midwest. A world-class collection of handguns, rifles, knives, ammo, military equipment, and more. We buy it, we sell it, we trade it. Get ready. The original Jackson Gun and Knife Show coming to the ORS Fieldhouse, 3055 Shirley Drive, just a half mile from Red Lobster.
Michigan's first family of law.
3 generations of lawyers.
They're like family.
They're like family. And when it comes down to it, you have to trust family.
I know they'll put my family first.
The Sam Bernstein Law Firm, Michigan's first family of law.
The Lansing Board of Water and Light is working on a cleaner energy future. A plan proposed by a citizens committee and the BWL will replace the coal-fired Eckerd Power Station with power from wind turbines, solar panels, energy-saving technologies, and cleaner natural gas that will improve our air quality and environmental health. Learn more about the BWL's plan to become Michigan's cleanest electric utility at LansingEnergyTomorrow.com.
Did your little storm knock out the power? Well, excuse me for not noticing.
Hate to disappoint you, old man Winter. Better luck next time.
If the power goes out, your Generac standby generator goes on, automatically.
Downed trees? Flash floods? Is that all you've got?
Another way to enhance your home from Applegate Home Comfort.
Why put another crossover on a road already filled with them? Why give it headlights like jewels, a body that feels sculpted? Why give it an interior where even the dash is cut and sewn by hand? It's simple. You can build a car or you can build a Cadillac.
GM employees and eligible family members with a Cadillac. Get this low-mileage lease on this Cadillac XT5 for $339 per month. Visit Suburban Cadillac of Lansing or Jim Winter Cadillac in Jackson.
Your First Alert Forecast, sponsored by Jets Pizza. Life is short. Eat better pizza.
Let's reward a job well done. Let's not do this again. Let's bring home the bacon. Let's have the bacon brought to us. So let's get together and let's get Jets.
Right now, get 2 medium, 1-topping Jets pizzas for only $7 each.
Hey, life is short. Eat better pizza.
Let's get Jets.
Today's Pump Patrol price is $2.16 at the Kroger station on South Wentworth Street and Old US 27 in St. John's. We're looking for the least expensive gas price in mid-Michigan every day. If you see it, give us a call at 484-8847 and we'll put it on TV.
Your First Alert Forecast with meteorologist Dustin Bonk. Only on Fox 47 News at 5:30.
Well, we're catching a break from those winds after a very windy, gusty day yesterday. I know a lot of folks still without power. Hopefully that will be getting resolved soon. We do have a break in the winds, which is helping us out, I'm sure. A light northwest wind at times, occasionally a little bit of an opposite direction. We have this band of snow moving across the south, so you see some north winds and some south winds kind of back to back there. Let's look at our radar. We've had this band of snow and rain and snow mix moving across. However, it's also really dry. This is not really reaching the surface very well. Jackson has had, as far as I can tell, little to no precipitation today. Now, more recently, we've got this heavier band of it that has kind of manifested over the southern row of counties. That might still be causing some good little snowfall, but it will not be lasting too much longer for parts like Hillsdale. Should be clearing up later on tonight or in the next couple of hours even for the snowfall, because looking north, many breaks in the cloud cover. All that clearing skies are moving south. So we have a cloudy evening. We will lose our cloud cover overnight, but with the clearing skies comes colder temperatures. Have a look. There's the 20s, some lower 30s up north, and here we are still hovering in the upper 30s to low 40s. All that cold air just moving into mid-Michigan little by little, and we stay very cold all the way through your weekend forecast. Very cold, top of your weather headlines. Highs mostly in the 20s through the next 3 days. Snow next week. We do have a very wintry forecast here after so many days above average. the last couple of months. Well, now we're getting to the below average trend. As for that snowfall, though, there's a little band now that's moving away. The clouds linger all evening long, so we kind of hover in the 30s. We don't cool down quickly if we have a strong cloud cover overhead. Tonight, overnight though, even as early as midnight maybe, we'll be losing a lot of that cloud cover. We'll see clearing conditions through tomorrow morning, maybe some periodic cloud cover, but Friday should be dry, no rain, no snow, some periodic sunshine helping us out. It'll be a very pleasant day in that regard. Kind of breezy Friday, but nowhere near as windy as it was yesterday. Saturday, similar forecast. Some periodic cloud cover, but in between plenty of sunshine. We'll have maybe some clouds closer to Lake Michigan and off to our east, but yeah, some sunshine throughout Saturday and another similar forecast into Sunday. Some clouds, some sun. Bottom line, the next several days are looking dry, snow-free days. Because it's definitely cold enough for snow. It's not rain we're talking about at all. Look at this. There's your average temperature for highs. Low 40s to mid 40s by next week. That's where we should be for this time of year in March. I'm talking highs in the 20s Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Low 30s Monday, then right back into the 20s possible by Tuesday. Tonight, down to 19 overnight. Clearing overnight as well. So we have a cloudy, overcast evening. Whatever snow you might be seeing in parts like Hillsdale, that's going to be long gone overnight tonight. Lighter winds. Tomorrow, up to 29, partly sunny day, cold and breezy. Again, average highs are in the low to mid 40s for this time of year, and here we are only getting up to 29 for a high, but we'll see some sunshine along with those breezy winds. In a 7-day forecast, 20s Friday, 20s Saturday, 20s Sunday, and some single-digit lows certainly possible as long as we stay clear at night. Monday and Tuesday, next real chance for some snowfall. We have a system coming through. Could give us a little bit of accumulation, and then some more sunny spots later next week. Temperatures do return to around 40 by later next week. Could even get warmer than that. So we have a long cold stretch here, Sarah, which is only fair after having so many days above average, but thankfully no really gusty, windy days. Hopefully give us an opportunity to recover from yesterday.
Let's hope so. It was definitely very windy yesterday, Dustin. Thank you. Well, parents who feed their children Gerber baby food, listen up. The company is recalling some of its food tonight because of a labeling error. The recall involves Gerber's cheese ravioli pasta pickups made with egg ingredients. The problem is the label does not make it clear that the food contains eggs, which could cause babies with egg allergies to have a reaction. No illnesses have been reported. Gerber says it's updating its labeling process